Welcome to Neo Space, your essential guide to understanding the complex dynamics that shape our global landscape. Here, we break down the forces, political, economic and territorial, that influence nations and impact millions of lives. Today, we turn our focus to a pivotal development in the Indo-Pacific, the Philippines' release of a new official map, a move that's sending ripples across the region. This act is far more than a routine update. It's a bold and public assertion of national sovereignty, directly challenging China's sweeping and controversial claims in the South China Sea, one of the world's most contested maritime regions. The new map is Manila's answer to years of Chinese cartographic aggression, especially the infamous 9-line, a sweeping claim that was declared invalid by an international tribunal in 2016, yet continues to be enforced by Beijing. By updating its charts, the Philippines is not only educating its own citizens, but also sending a clear message to the international community about its maritime rights under international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. This move comes on the heels of escalating confrontations at sea, where Philippine and Chinese vessels have faced off intense standoffs. It signals a shift to a more assertive, yet still non-military form of resistance, one that leverages diplomacy, law, and public opinion. The timing of this release is no accident. It's a direct response to Beijing's ongoing campaign of intimidation and encroachment in Philippine waters, and a call for international support and recognition. Manila's new map is more than lines on paper. It's a line drawn in the political sands, a declaration that the Philippines will not quietly surrender its sovereignty or its future. In the high-stakes chess game of the South China Sea, every map is a statement of intent, and this one is Manila's boldest yet, setting the stage for the next chapter in a struggle that will shape the region for years to come. The release of the new map comes at a time of heightened tensions and a surge in dangerous maritime incidents near Scarborough Shoal, a flashpoint in the South China Sea. This area, long contested and rich in resources, has become the epicenter of a series of confrontations that are drawing international concern. In August 2025, a Chinese Navy destroyer and a Coast Guard ship collided while attempting to block the Philippine BRP Suluan from approaching the shoal. The incident left the Philippine vessel visibly damaged, underscoring the real and immediate dangers faced by those operating in these contested waters. The Chinese Coast Guard has also escalated its tactics, using high-powered water cannons against Philippine vessels. This form of intimidation not only risks serious injury to crews but also blatantly violates international maritime rules designed to ensure safety and prevent conflict at sea. These aggressive maneuvers are not isolated incidents. Instead, they form part of a broader, ongoing pattern as China seeks to assert and expand its control over Scarborough Shoal, which it has occupied since 2012. The presence of Chinese ships has become a near-constant reality for the region. Each new clash increases the risk of miscalculation and the potential for open conflict, especially now that heavily armed naval warships are involved. The possibility of a minor incident spiraling into a larger crisis is a growing concern for all parties. The situation escalated even further when a Chinese fighter jet buzzed a Philippine surveillance plane carrying journalists, flying dangerously close in a clear act of intimidation. Such aerial encounters add a new and unpredictable dimension to the standoff. This brazen act endangered the lives of those on board and sent an unmistakable message. Beijing is prepared to escalate tensions across multiple domains, sea and air alike, if challenged. For the Philippines, these repeated confrontations are not just diplomatic disputes. They are direct assaults on national sovereignty, the livelihoods of local fishermen, and access to vital natural resources that many communities depend on. The stakes at Scarborough Shoal have never been higher, with the potential for escalation looming over every encounter. The world is watching as drawing the divided by confer and dining star, so the next move could shape the future of the entire region. The South China Sea is a tangled web of overlapping claims, not just a China-Philippines dispute. China's 9-line, now a 10-line, overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and the Philippines. While China cites ancient rights, others rely on UNCLOS, which defines clear maritime boundaries. The 2016 tribunal ruling favored the Philippines, but Beijing rejected it outright. The sea's strategic value is immense. A third of global shipping passes through, and its seabed may hold vast oil and gas reserves. Millions depend on its rich fisheries, now threatened by overfishing and China's artificial island building. Militarized reefs have devastated marine ecosystems, adding ecological urgency to the disputes. In the South China Sea, sovereignty, survival, and environmental protection are all on the line. Scarborough Shoal is more than a speck on the map. It's a lifeline for Filipino fishermen and a strategic military outpost. China's 2012 seizure cut off access, hitting local livelihoods and food security hard. Its proximity to Subic Bay makes it a key military asset. If militarized, it would complete China's strategic triangle in the region. For the Philippines, the shoal is a symbol of national pride and a test of resolve, especially after the 2016 legal victory at The Hague. For China, it's a step toward dominating the first island chain and pushing out U.S. influence. Every map and claim here is a battle for survival, sovereignty, and dignity. China's response to the new Philippine map was swift and furious. Beijing condemned the move as a provocation, accusing Manila of trying to legalize what it calls illegal occupation. State media amplified the outrage, painting the Philippines as a U.S. puppet and warning of dire consequences. China fears Manila's legal approach could inspire a united front among Southeast Asian nations, isolating Beijing's claims. The recent spike in aggression at sea is a direct response. China's way of punishing defiance and shifting focus from legal arguments to raw power. In the South China Sea, Beijing wants to remind everyone it's not just about maps, but who controls the waters. The world is watching and responding. The U.S., a treaty ally, condemned China's actions and sent warships near Scarborough Shoal, signaling its commitment to defend the Philippines. Japan, Australia, and New Zealand joined in, calling for respect for international law and a rules-based order. These statements are more than words. They reflect a growing coalition determined to push back against Beijing's coercion. The Philippines is deepening security ties with the US, Japan, Australia, and even European partners, strengthening its Coast Guard and Navy. China's aggressive tactics are driving its neighbors closer together, creating the very encirclement it fears. The new map has transformed a regional dispute into a global test of the international order. The South China Sea is a powder keg, where the world's most powerful militaries operate side by side, often just a few hundred meters apart. Warships and aircraft from rival nations shadow each other, their crews on constant alert, knowing that a single misstep could have catastrophic consequences. The tension is palpable, with every maneuver scrutinized and every radio call carrying the weight of potential escalation. The August 2025 collision is a stark warning, a vivid reminder that even a minor accident, a misunderstood signal, or a moment of human error could ignite a conflict far larger than anyone intends. In these crowded waters, the line between peace and war is razor thin. The Philippines faces daily risks. Its Coast Guard, tasked with defending national waters, is routinely outmatched by China's larger, more advanced fleet. Filipino sailors and officers must navigate not only the physical dangers of the sea, but also the psychological strain of constant intimidation and uncertainty. An escalation could lead to blockades, economic strangulation, or even outright war, a scenario Manila is ill-prepared to face alone. The threat is not just military, but economic and political, with the potential to disrupt daily life and regional stability. China, meanwhile, risks its global reputation and economic stability. A conflict in these waters could draw in the United States and other powers, devastating international trade routes and sending shockwaves through the global economy. The stakes extend far beyond the region. The greatest danger is the erosion of the rules-based order. If force prevails over law, the precedent is set for aggression worldwide, undermining decades of international cooperation and trust. The world watches closely, aware that what happens here could echo across continents. The South China Sea is a test case. Will international law hold, or will might make right? The outcome will determine whether smaller nations can rely on global norms, or must fend for themselves in a world where power alone decides fate. The answer will shape the future of global stability, influencing how nations resolve disputes and whether peace can be maintained in other flashpoints around the world. The stakes could not be higher. In the South China Sea, the world's next great crisis could begin with a single, avoidable mistake. The Philippines' new map and the turmoil it sparked highlight a critical crossroads for the region. Escalation leads only to conflict, catastrophic for all. Given the global reliance on these waters, a peaceful solution must be grounded in international law, starting with the 2016 tribunal ruling and UNCLOS. Dialogue and diplomacy are essential. Robust communication channels can prevent accidents from spiraling out of control. A long-delayed code of conduct for the South China Sea must be finalized to reduce risks and build trust. Stability requires shared responsibility. Manila's principled stand, Beijing's restraint, and continued global engagement. The future of millions and the global economy depends on finding a path to peace.